Oh, we're live already. Man, you just get live quicker and quicker. Creep right up on you. Working a little bit of some draw starts. It's on a Morsing. That's a Morsing. Hey, Aunt Joanne, how you doing? How's things going? I've just been working draw starts and trying to make myself as lightheaded as possible on a Morsing. I'm trying to add percussives on my in-breath up. I'm breathing in, but I'm just something I've been experimenting around with as of late. Been doing some more draw starts. Thinking about keeping one of the new Gorkas that came. I keep way too many harps. I had way too many harps to my collection, but I've really been getting into the draw starts. What else should I do? Yeah, it is fun. And I've got all sorts of beverages. I got Darjeeling tea. I've got some regular tea. I got some water. Today's a tea sort of day. I don't like drinking coffee much unless it's Sunday. So all throughout the day when I'm making videos, I made videos all today, and we're gonna be releasing videos probably for the next 2 weeks. I should have some videos left over from today to put on while we're at the festival, and the festival is fast approaching. It's August 10th and 11th. It's coming right up. Anyway, let's get back into playing. Harps I've been carrying on me as of late. I've been carrying Kovat Cinco in my lunchbox. It hasn't started to rust yet. My lunchbox stays pretty cold, so there's water always condensating on it. Even the reed has it. Well, the reed might be rusting. Frame hasn't rusted yet. And I've been carrying a sail on me. I got a sail that I tuned to a G2 and has a G2 and 432 hertz scale. Oh, and I've got a video coming out tomorrow on how to tune harps. So if a lot of you people buy Morchang, Morchunga, and Morsing, a lot of times they'll come untuned. I've got a video out on how you can tune them yourself. Anyways, what's going on in y'all's neck of the woods? It's been hot here in Kansas. Videos I was shooting out in the garage, I was sweating something crazy. I didn't want to open up the windows and have the noise of traffic and people mowing their lawns and everything infiltrating into the video. But haven't released those yet. Got a cool video coming out at 2 o'clock in the morning. All the really gnarly videos that don't make much sense, I put them in the middle of the night on Saturdays. But shouldn't kid myself. A lot of the things I do don't make a lot of sense. I do like to get lost in the harp quite a bit. Just get outside of yourself and quit thinking about playing the harp and just play the harp. Don't be afraid to lose time. I lose time a lot. Sometimes I'll start keeping the time pretty good and then I'll just get lost in it. And the time signature or whatever we're going to call it will just go right out the window. It's a harp I've overlooked a lot of. Got the Kohat Senko. I didn't play it a whole lot. It's kind of a different feeling type of harp. And then I got some melodic skills and I started mixing the melodics in with the breath and it really got down on it. Hi, Jamie. Have to go to bed, but I just want to stop by and see it. Oh, cool. Hey, Thomas, you have a good rest, and I hope your weekend is awesome. I hope you can stay out of this horrible heat we've been having. It's been hot, and it'll rain for like 15 minutes, and the sun will come back out and just get humid. Ugh. I don't mind the 100-degree heat, but the humidity really negates your ability to sweat. But luckily here in Kansas, it burns off real quick. It'll rain. It won't stay super, super humid. It's not like we live in a swamp or near a rainforest or something. But it does get powerful hot in Kansas. Got to be careful. Here. What should we play now? Something melodic. Yeah, we finally just cooled off today. Yeah, this evening it was getting a little bit cooler out, but during the day it was hot. I was sitting there, I was playing, I was trying to think of what I could do, what I was doing, so I could explain it. It feels like am I keeping open or closed? Let's see here. That's closed, open, so closed and open. As I get to the bottom, I guess I'm breathing and I'm rolling the back of my tongue up with a long, sustained in-breath. Actually, there's not much close going on there till the end. That's all pretty much open. On the in-breath, there's a hold, and then out-breath. We'll just play with it. There I was doing some open close, some in breath and out, but then that little was just I'm making like a conk, conk. How am I doing that? I don't know. Can't explain it for right now. That is a super easy one to get lost in. I really have, as of late, been really enjoying harps around F2, G sharp. It's right under G there, but you get a lot of those characteristics you get in a lot of mid-range harps like Ds and Es. Oh yeah, I was totally, if y'all were posting comments, I'm sorry. I was totally lost on the music. I was doing some open close. I was doing lots of open draws and curling my tongue at the back and going back into that hillbilly. And then getting right back into just flowing into the. I'm doing a little bit of open and close. I'm closing just for a second, and I'm breathing in, breathing out on my in breath. Sometimes I'm curling the back of my tongue, and it kind of. It seems like I'm probably going to explain this horribly, but it seems like there's two tones there. Sometimes I can't find them all the time, but if you're playing with two different parts of the harp, you're playing with the breath coming off, and you're playing with that central tone, that central melodic coming off. I don't know if I explained that right. I don't know if you actually get two tones, but it feels like it. It was me getting the opportunity to sit in with the bluegrass. Oh, dude, that's awesome! You got to go play. I rarely ever get to play with other musicians, but we'll get to again at the upcoming Harp Festival. I need to go. I think I'm going to go one more time to the open mic and play a little bit here local. But I've actually did a little bit of playing here and there on stages. What should I play? Go. If that wouldn't dry me out, or if that did dry me out, there was a lot of rhythmic breathing there for a while. That was a Magoo harp. I do like that harp. Super breathy. I'm going to be resuming building harps in the fall. I've saved up enough money for some advanced tooling. I've got some new techniques for adjusting harps too that's going to make things a lot easier. I enjoy it. Oh yeah, dude, learning a new instrument is awesome, especially the jaw harp. It's a really personal journey. Tea. If you're delving into that really aggressive rhythmic breathing or hillbilly breathing, you'll notice it does dry your palate out quite a bit, and it's a lot of quick breathing. And after you get done with a 2 or 3 minute session of doing it, you're kind of like, oh, where am I? What's going on? What's happening here? But that it's kind of like hyperventilating yourself a little bit, doing that rhythmic breathing, and you really kind of enter into a trance, and everything around you just goes away. I like that because you're denying yourself the ability to breathe. You're really controlling your breath. You're only using a little bit of the breath for yourself. I don't know if I'd do that technique if I was sitting on top of a building. I always say, oh, I'm lightheaded, but I've never passed out from doing it. But I wouldn't probably do it up in a tree for extended periods of time. But yeah, I've never passed out from it. Sometimes it feels like you will. I've been carrying this harp a lot, this Burtsev. At first, the case, I was like, man, that case isn't very protective, but I think it is a pretty protective case. It's just more about displaying the harp. Yeah, kind of like wearing a piece of jewelry around your neck. Sometimes people ask. When we went up to Minnesota this last weekend, way up there, somebody asked me what that was around my neck. I'm like, oh. So I had to pull it out and play the harp. If somebody asks what the harp is, then you got to pull it out and play it. Because the jaw harp, you can't do the jaw harp justice just by describing it. It has to be played, and it has to be played in person. Plus, and the Bertsev does play very well. A lot of harps play really well. We're in a... Oh, I missed somebody's comment just because of my rambling. We're in a really exciting point in time for jaw harps because there's so many high quality makers out there and people are trying new things and exchanging information. Hillbilly breathing, been working on that for 2 weeks now. Having a hard time, still not 100% if I'm doing it right. Watch. Hey, let's just have a second to talk. I enjoy a good ramble, and I enjoy teaching things. I also enjoy it when other people teach me. So you've been doing the hillbilly breathing. You're having a little bit of trouble with it. First, what harp are you trying to do it on? And we'll find out if that's part of your cause. Because if you can't build back pressure, it's difficult to do the hillbilly breathing. Or if you're working with a sensitive instrument, you need to dial back on your technique and match the back pressure of the harp. Let's see. We'll just pick up. This is a Pokin. This is my Pokin has been used and abused. This is one of my first real instruments. I think I bought a Chancellor, then I bought a Blackfire, then I bought this Pokin. And it's all been up from being carried everywhere with me. I work with a Pokin and a Glaserin Pilot. Hold on a second. I have a Pilot right here. There we go. Pilot might be better working with it. And the Pilot are going to vary. Like all the Glaserin, they're going to vary. Some are going to be better at hillbilly breathing than the others. Some of them are gapped a little bit tightly for aggressive hillbilly breathing style play, but let's see about this one. Yeah, it's perfect. This is Glaserin Pilot. Hey, Mr. Ross, how you doing? We're going over some hillbilly breathing. Somebody's having some problems with it, and we're just going to do it on one of the instruments they have. We get a decent amount of back pressure, decent amount of bounce. If we're doing hillbilly breathing, we'll just start from the beginning. A little ramble here. Out breath, in breath. Out breath, in breath. And I'm going to start a stutter that almost feels circular. That's out, in. See what we're doing on every pluck. Out, in, out, out, in, out, out, in, out. On every pluck, try that. After you get the out, in, on every pluck, try out, in, out, out, in, out. Don't overdo it and don't underdo it. We need to meet the back pressure, the resistance the harp's giving us. Out, in, out, out, and out. Dr. Grouden, how are you doing, dude? We're doing some live jaw harp. Somebody had a question about the hillbilly breathing or rhythmic breathing, and I don't know the technical term for it. Hillbilly breathing I just kind of came up with because it sounds really hillbilly. Anyways, where was I going with that? I lost track of what I was saying. We were going out, in, out, in, out, and somebody's doing hillbilly breathing or breathing patterns. I think that's a great name. Yeah, it does sound hillbilly, but somebody also told me when I call it hillbilly breathing, like, oh, that's like a Yakutian style. I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, the Yakutians, the harp runs deep there, but we'll call it hillbilly breathing, or as of late I've been calling it rhythmic breathing because it feels like an accurate description because I'm doing kind of a rhythmic out and out, kind of like matching the back pressure of the harp, or I don't know how else to explain it. We're going to go out, in, and if you get that on one pluck, we'll go out, in, out. Out, in. Then we'll go out, in, out. Out, in, out. With that rhythmic, I try to think of like a circle. Out, in, out. Out, in, out. Out, in, out. Out, in, out. And if you keep it like that, and it's not circular breathing. It's not circular breathing, but I time it like a circle. Out, in, out. Out, in, out. do 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 do. Out and out, out and out. And you also said you had a. We'll get off the pilot. Pilot's an easy one to hillbilly breathe on, just so long as it's not too clicky. Sometimes Glazerin will come and they'll be super clicky, and you'll have to modify them or just play them very, very gently. I don't like harps that play gently, but where'd the pilot case go? Here it is. We're gonna get a poking. You said you had a poking as well. My poking is I can still get hillbilly breathing off it, but not as well because it's all bent up and the reed's all bent up. I carried it all over. I used to carry it in my pocket with me places. I've been finding for some reason I have a habit of. Oh, cool. Try this poking here, just random poking. There we go. Out in, out in. Sometimes it helps if you have a little bit breathier harp than a poking, but you can do that definitely on a poking. We'll go out and out, out and out, out and out, out and out, and just speed it up a little bit. Now, if you want to kind of put, I don't know how to explain it. I've never had to explain the little stutter. Out and out. I think all of them are out and outs, but maybe I'm stuttering them. And I'm also putting in some open close there. But we won't go into the open close in that. Maybe we'll just go into the hillbilly breathing. I like to do that out and out, out and out, out and out, out and out. Go up and then start coming down, then I'll start coming up, and then I'll stay within that pattern. I'll kind of start jumping around. And we'll go to a little bit breathier of an instrument. Wasn't a very good example of that. I started throwing in open close, and I got conscious of it, like, oh, don't throw in any close technique, and then it kind of brought me out of the rhythm. Kind of everything that I built that breathing style off of was off of Chancellor. And sometimes I'm drawing that breath out. I'm like he 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 he. Then I'll start at the bottom, I'll start coming back up, and I'll start just kind of following it. It feels like you're doing a circle, but it also feels like you're chasing the tone in waves, manipulating it around, drawing it out where you need to, flaring your tongue out, moving your tongue where you want to. Sometimes you can take and you can cup your tongue in certain positions and you control that air, how it flows into your mouth, so you get them different tones. I'll try that, cupping my tongue and channeling the air, because when you become conscious of the air you're breathing, also become conscious of the tone you're making over the top of that. And we'll just start there at the top, that do 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 do, and we'll just go down, and then we'll come around and be conscious of the air you're doing. Make channels with your mouth and feel for that. I like to feel it. Kind of feels like it's up here. Find that other tone or that other aspect of it, because your breathing pattern is one aspect of it and the tone is the other. So you want the two to work together. And there, I'm just barely opening up the corner of my mouth, and I'm flaring this part of my mouth up a little bit, kind of twitching up and getting some cool tones there. And I'm kind of turning the harp in my mouth, because you get different qualities when you start turning the harp. Now, some people can turn it way out. I can't do that so much. I just do minor adjustments right now, because I don't have enough skill to turn the harp clear out like this. And there again, I'm having poor posture whenever you be playing the harp. You shouldn't be all hunched over, but sometimes my posture suffers. We should play a couple more harps. We're at 30 minutes. Oh God, what should we play now? Oh, I know what to play. Got some harps hanging up on the wall. I need to get some more hooks up. Whenever I take the harps down, every once in a while I'll really hook myself on one of the hooks. The hooks are fairly hooky. What are the better draw star harps? I'm loving the two. I'm loving the two I have and think of. Oh, a really draw startable harp. Some of the Gorka are super draw startable. But I found nothing that draw starts easier. Where are you hiding? Than the South Indian Morsing. And the South Indian Morsing are really super cheap. I like the ones around the upper end of the mid-range tuning. And they come with a super, super rough finish. But what I do with them is I'll take them on a wire wheel and I'll clean them up. And they have a really hard reed. But that really hard reed gives you draw starts that feel like whistling. Yeah, I found nothing better. Some of the Gorka are draw start really well. I don't know if either of these do. Let's see. The Gorka have a little bit better tone than a Morsing does, but not quite as good draw starts. But then again, the Gorka don't have as stiff as a reed, most of them, as like the Morsing. If you can do a stiff reed and you want something that draw starts ridiculous, get yourself a Morsing. They're around $20, $25. I have some as well. What I do is I'll clean them up real good so they're really, really smooth because they are a rougher finish harp. And then I'll soak them in Coca-Cola. That gives you a force patina on there that'll help keep it from rusting, help protect it. And that draw star, that's something you start working in on top of your music. I haven't done a ton with the draw star, but I'm plan on delving into it more because it's a whole other aspect to control. You have your breathing, you have that draw start, you have your tone. Yeah, they're like Morsing are not a super ornate musical instrument. They don't have good fit and finish. The fit and finish of them is pretty rough, but it's the instrument of every person. It's just a common person's instrument, but the gaps on them are really precise for they're not as tight as like Mohan are. Mohan are just ridiculously tight gapped, but they are really consistent, and they're about perfect for that draw. For a good month, I was ready to buy a Lighthouse, but the moment I was a Lighthouse is a good harp too. It's just not going to play most of the time as stable as the Pilot, and they're both pretty affordable. A lot of the Glazerin are, you get a lot of bang for the buck, especially on the lower end of the Glazerin. Just every once in a while you get one that's clicky. I always weed out the clicky ones and I'll modify them so they don't play clicky. Because I like harps to play really stable. And I did some adjusting on some harps I got in the mail as well. I have a good way to adjust them now. What should I play? Oh, it's another Glazerin style that I enjoy them. And they're not expensive either. The Shepherds. And a lot of people I was talking to somebody, it was a week or two ago, they were really like, oh, Glazerins are no good. The frames are made by machines, and they're cut. They're laser cut. Somebody says, I have a Lighthouse and a Polka. I'm like, oh, nice. But I don't think it matters how you make your frame. The quality of the harp is what matters. And Glazerin are really widely available. Like a lot of people who may never have even heard of harps before ended up buying a Glazerin as their first harp. And they do a wide variety of things. Like there are ones that are super saturated. There are ones that are melodic. There are ones that are just out there trancy. His tune sets are really good. The last two I got in were super melodic. They went from C to C, and once you got above about F, they got really melodic. Oh, yo. I'm just doing a little thing with my tongue there. I guess there's a little bit of breath in there, too. And I do like, one thing I do really like about the Glazerins are they're stainless. The reeds won't rust, but sometimes if you don't take care of them, especially the backs of the reed will rust. I almost play my poking more. I love the loudness I can find it. Yeah, poking's an awesome harp, especially for the price, just to carry everywhere you go. One harp I like of theirs is the big pokins too. They have stiffer reeds. They feel more like a Vargan. Mine is more like a stiffer reeded Vargan. Mine's upstairs, so I can't play it. What else should I play? I was getting down on this one a little bit last night. Got 6 of the deep bass Niega coming in. I might have to keep one for myself. Most of them I've already sold. Because this is one of the older style of bass Niega, and they play super stable. The newer style I played about 3 or 4 months ago was at 32 hertz, and it had a long throw on it, of course, but it didn't play stiff, and it also played super stable. I could hammer on it about as fast as most mid-range instruments. He's a maker that you're going to see here in the future becoming one of the recognized as the better makers in the world, because his stuff is just really, really good. Good stuff is coming out of Ukraine. Good stuff's coming out of Russia. Awesome stuff starting to flow out of India now as well. I should play I guess I should hammer on this a little bit, play an Indian instrument. Oh, somebody says, ow, I missed the comment. I was almost there, too. Been thinking about something as of late. I think on a couple of my instruments, if they're steel or iron, I'm going to do some experiments with not oiling them. I had a thought. Which instrument was I going to grab? Oh, I already grabbed it, I believe. I had a thought, like my kitchen knives. Oh, I like all 3 of them. Oh, yeah, those are... All his harps played very, very well. I really like that F. Was it an F2 or an F sharp I sent to you? I'm not going to be gross and blow my nose. But, what was I going to say here? I don't know. I forgot. Oh, I was going to do an experiment on a couple of my harps that are carbon steel. I was going to see what would happen if I just wiped them off and left them. Oh, yeah, F2. I've really gravitated toward F2s as of late. Good tuning. Kind of halfway in between the G2, A2, getting up there in the scale, and then right in between there and the mid-range. Oh, yeah. His reeds, his older reeds on his older harps were a lot stiffer. His newer reeds, it seems like he's really balancing out the stiffness, and with that stiffness, losing that stiffness, he's losing some of the saturation, but he's gaining a ton of melodic content. But what I was going to do is on some of my carbon steel harps, I'm going to experiment around with trying to not oil them and just wipe them off, because I have high carbon steel knives, the old hickory set, and I never oil them, but they just build up a natural patina on their own over time. Wayland Harmon was telling me at the last fest he hadn't oiled his harps in 2 years. I'm only going to try that on a couple because I really don't like removing rust. This is a harp out of India. I started on Grover, and I was like, oh yeah, dude, I started on basically a Snoopy harp. I started on a Hobby Lobby mouth harp, but at least it got us started. I'll always keep that Hobby Lobby mouth harp because it gave me my start into harping. If I hadn't happened across it in Hobby Lobby when I was on workman's comp, I had 2 months off work because I got a hernia. I had to get it fixed. If I hadn't happened upon that toy harp in Hobby Lobby, I probably would not have had all this fun. There'd be no YouTube channel. So I owe a debt to a toy harp because I was just tooling around Hobby Lobby in Hayes there. And I seen that, and I'm like, "Ooh, I want to buy this." And my wife's like, "You're gonna play that for 2 seconds, and you're not gonna play it anymore." And even to that toy harp, I was addicted. Even when I couldn't hardly make any sound, that I was walking around. When I first started playing, I thought that you put your teeth on the outside, so it was. And that's the only thing I could do, but I was totally hooked. I am the one who started on about the same. Oh, nice. Yeah, if not for this toy harp being in, Hobby Lobby, I wouldn't have, I'm pretty sure I never would have gravitated toward the harp, but yeah, was totally hooked. Now, first I started using harps, and now I'm selling harps. It's a descent into harpery. We said, oh, something about a toy. There's a harp out of India, the new Mohan. A lot of them come tuned to Western tunings. This one is my own personal one. I left it untuned. Some of my tuned up to Western tunings and marked them, but these bass and mid range are just way different than any of the Morchang in the past. They're like a Morchang mixed with a Vargan mixed with a Jerome. Super breathy. There's melodics. There's open close technique. And they don't feel stiff. He's using the same reed material, but he's doing a spiral at the tip. So it's really balancing. We have the snap of the stiffness, but we also have mad sustain. Yeah, I just used the word madness. I did not know about these until I discovered you. Oh, awesome. I'm glad that the harpery is contagious. And there are tons of other people who are spreading the word. Aaron Salagi, watch his videos. His videos are awesome. He's a fantastic player. Dad makes the Salagi line. Vladimir Markov, I think his YouTube channel is Juice Harper. Fantastic. There's tons of people doing stuff with harps. Social media is just getting the word out on the harps. I was getting open close melodics out of there, tons of breathing before I got basic lessons for Muay videos. Oh, cool! I'm glad to help. That makes me feel good. I like good comments, and all you have to do is spread the harping word and play the harp for somebody. Maybe start somebody out on the harp, and lots of other people. You should make your own videos. Making videos is fun, and it gets you out of your comfort zone as well. What am I even rambling about? I'm just rambling and oiling harps. I've been oiling my harps twice as much. What's the highest pitch harp I have? I don't have a lot of super high pitched harps. I think my favorite high pitched one. I have a couple of D3 Mohan in stock, but I don't have much skill up in the upper registers. This one has a drone, has droning melodics to it, so I've been working drones with it. And I wish it wasn't so hot out, so the air conditioner wasn't running and drowning out the beautiful melodic. But let's see what we can come up with here. And working melodics with a drone is different as well, because you have that drone that stays almost constant and wavers up and down with your tone. And you have your plucks, then you have a little bit of breathing and open close on top of it. So It takes me, especially on this one, because I says, oh yes, agreed. I think I missed whatever comment that was. Whatever, I discover a new noise or rhythm. Oh yeah, discovering new techniques and new nuances and new ways to put things together. A lot of what I do comes off of I'll come up with kind of a central rhythm or a central thing I want to work on, and I'll work on it, and then I'll start branching out from it, and I'll make mistakes all throughout of it, and it'll just be jumbled together for a while. Then it'll start to come together and be like, oh, I like that mistake. I'm going to find a way to use that. It's a perfect 68 degrees here, no air conditioning needed. Oh, that's awesome. What's my favorite way to play? Used to be just the hillbilly, the rhythmic breathing style. Then I got on this kick where I only wanted to do open close melodics. Now I've been doing a lot of working with drones and working with draw starts. There I was working with melodics on top of a drone. This Mohan is more of its traditional Morchang. And earlier on I didn't understand Morchang. All I would play was Vargan and Jerome. And anytime I play a Morchang, I wouldn't like it as much because it's quite a bit, at least the traditional Morchang are quite a bit different of a technique. There's melodic open closes and a lot more, a different register. I guess playing up in that upper register is quite a bit different too. But I've been really delving into the Morchang and the Morsing, and also touching base on a lot of the rhythmic instruments and a lot of the melodic instruments. But yeah, as of late, I've been on a kind of a bass instrument kick, and also morsing, and working that drone with the melodics. And if you notice there in the beginning, I wasn't reinforcing the tones correctly. There toward the end, I started finding the tones, and instead of jumping all over and losing that tone you've created, I kind of stay in the one area manipulating that tone, because when you stay in that one area manipulating that tone, not jumping all over, you're not constantly losing this tone that you've coaxed into coming out of there. And it feels and sounds kind of like you're playing two different tones if you do that. But you can't be jumping all over, because when you jump from one place to another, you lose that tone that you're kind of cradling. Anyways, we are 48 minutes 58 seconds in. We're going to play one more harp. I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. I hope your summer's awesome. I hope you're getting out there and playing. I hope your harps are staying oiled. I've been oiled my harps double time, except for one I'm doing an experiment on, trying not oiling it. It is very humid. Blah, blah, blah. I love y'all. Keep your harps clean. Keep them dry. Keep them oiled. Be good to each other. Adios. Glad I could join the stream. I've always missed them, honestly. Oh, nice. Hello from Kansas. You're awesome. Have a great weekend. Adios. And the live